Hi everyone and welcome to a special episode of RTP in a Place, where we are going to be taking a look at Imagine Earth, one of the games that is participating right now on IndieX. And today, with me, I have to take a look at this game together. I have João Commander Boni Antunes, one of my colleagues from RTP Arena, and I have naturally Jans Instance from CEO at Serious Bros. And I'm really sorry if I just murdered your name, but but welcome.
Welcome. Hi, everyone.
How are you?
Hello.
I'm okay. I'm good.
That's
Can't
nice to
wait
hear.
Okay, so
get this session going.
let's go. So first of all, I have a really simple question to you. So what exactly is Imagine Earth? What can the players expect from the game?
Imagine Earth is many things in one. It's a city builder, a relaxed build-up simulation game. It's a more tactical, strategic economy game. And it's also, how I like to call it often, a climate survival thriller also.
Okay,
So,
okay.
Oh, that's a lot of things. That's a lot of things in one.
And
Yeah.
what can the players expect when first entering Imagine Earth?
First of all, you will be flying through space and exploring a new planet. Then you will be starting to colonize it, and you will be building your own civilization on it. And here's the special take of the game. So you have to try to develop this civilization in a sustainable way so it will not be destroyed by its own climate collapse.
Okay, so in this game you said it was a peaceful city builder, which means that our only enemies are ourselves, right? And since you were saying that you need to do things on a way that it works inside the climate, that's really it, right? If you lose, it's just our fault, not another enemy's fault.
Yeah, it's kind of a way to give the responsibility to the player and also the freedom to develop the civilization in its own way. Technologies can be researched or fossil fuels can be used and so on. It's really all up to the player with a maximum level of freedom to have this experiment running until the end, until it really comes to climate collapse. So there's a kind of foreseeing adventure to what is similarly happening to us on Earth right now. But to answer your question more directly, it's not just you being on that planet. There are other corporations also colonizing the planet.
Okay.
So we have a late space capitalism set up there, and it's all about growing faster than these other corporations and being also more profitable, and still not killing the climate, not destroying the environment, and keeping the environmental ecosystem alive. So basically, that's also a bit much, but it's relatively simple. The player actually has to find a good balance between growth and sustainability for his society. That's the hook or the final challenge in the game.
Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna send the word to Bonnie. He's gonna ask you a few questions about more technical questions about the game and the story of the game at all. And I'm just gonna dive in Imagine Earth and see what I think about the game. So just one question: do you recommend me starting on campaign?
Campaign is great.
Okay.
Super well storytelling and many characters, and we have a voiceover for the game. So it's nice to experience, but maybe it's too much talking, and we would have had so much listening then involved.
Okay, so what do you mean? Endless game, maybe?
Yeah, I would say we start a round of competition mode. It's also in the main menu. Because we can see all the features and all the stuff that is happening in the game in one planet, and the tutorial planet is so small and limited.
Okay, awesome. So, Bonnie, it's your show now, and I'm gonna
Let's go.
dive right into competition mode on Imagine Earth.
Go ahead. Be my guest. It's not my game, so yeah, be my guest in entering Imagine Earth. And try to imagine an Earth where we don't kill ourselves or our planet. Jens or...
Yeah,
Okay,
it's totally fine.
Jens? Okay, perfect. Okay, as Gaz, I don't want to murder. Okay, so a real-time planet simulation and a build-up strategy game. That's what we see when we open up the Steam page and we scroll down to the lore of the game. Would you mind elaborating on what this means? Because this seems so complex. In the beginning of the interview, you already gave us a couple of explanations of what we can expect for the game, but this little phrase, real-time planet simulation and a build-up strategy game, really struck a nerve with me because I was like, what does this really mean? Can you explain it part by part?
What's up?
How the game flow is, how the feeling is of the game, or what could I elaborate on?
What part is a build-up strategy game and what part is a real-time planet simulation? How can these two just fit into each other?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
one
okay,
genre?
absolutely, yeah. I can and will explain that. Actually, these parts are mixed all together in one little thing happening on this soul planetary ecosystem. So it's only the order in which I told about these different kind of game types that it can be is like how it happens when you start colonizing your planet. So first you start building, then others also started building much enough to be in the capabilities to produce goods and so on, and so they can start trading. And then there's these corporations growing against each other, and so it's this economic strategy game then. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And of course the climate collapse comes in the end. Always depending on your development decisions on the planet, right?
Yeah. You always control one planet at a time, or do you control multiple planets at some point in the game?
We are working on it. Actually, the campaign is about colonizing 2 galaxies so far. Okay. Actually, I would love to give a hint to...
Go ahead.
Double click maybe if we talk so much now, maybe the tutorial then would be also a better thing. I don't know. So
help me out. So or the tutorial, whatever
right
you think is best.
Maybe right now you just click one more time on the field and then twice on this icon. So now you are opening the category urban development. Mm-hmm. And now you have your city center and place it somewhere in the middle so that you have enough space to build around.
Something like here?
That looks quite nice, I would say. Yeah.
I'll keep
Can give your own name. Mm-hmm.
I'll keep it. Okay.
And then you start basically by building your supply buildings, and you have these 3 sources of energy, food, and goods. That's what you have to take care of, so your people can be happy. And there are 3 different types of buildings that you have to erect, and then you have to expand the city. So around the city center, you need space for your urban districts, and then you can level the center up when you have built enough cities parts around it.
Okay. Do you recommend me to do some like energy centers first, like a fusion reactor?
Mm-hmm. Down there, I see deposits of coal and gas.
Here?
A little bit more right. Yeah, that's a gas field.
Okay.
And there are 2 coal fields also. If you go over the fields, I only see it in the upper down. It's a quite complex game to jump in spontaneously. Just to have that set.
I think you have the coal fields down here, right? The dark spots.
This coal field?
Yeah, the dark spots on the fields, right? Exactly. That's the gas one.
Okay.
So you could erect a gas power plant. It's energy.
Energy.
group, exactly. And you have to spend a tech license on it before you can use it. So you have to double click first time also. Gas is the upper right.
The upper
symbol.
right, this one.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, and now
I
you
can
see
put,
already
I can
where.
put on the green ones, right?
Yeah, you can put it everywhere. This is most efficient because it's directly on the deposit of gas. There.
So
yeah.
this one, where's the red? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
160 production. That's great. Okay, and basically now you need also food production and goods production, one type. And when your cities are getting leveled up, they're getting more complexer, and you need a higher variety of goods, energy, and also food, of course.
Okay, this one seems
So this
like
is kind of a strategic puzzle game as well, if you want to put it that way. And many of these buildings have
wildfires arise in particularly dry areas.
Well, you already have a fire going on.
Yeah.
They spread
Okay.
downwind
Should I
from
demo
field to
that?
field. This
Like this?
particular fire
You can also
is dangerously close to
yeah,
our
I think you did it right.
It's going to be demolished.
Distinguish it, and so okay, demolishing is also a nice way to put
We
out
don't
the fire.
distinguish it, we demolish a fire. Okay, so I
So,
want to make some food
well
right
done.
now. Which one did you recommend? The industrial farm?
On this ground, which is not very fertile, I think. Yeah, you can go with this one because you have this as this faction or corporation. You have this technology unlocked already, so you don't have to spend
so
a
maybe here
tech license on it.
It's a
Yeah,
Oh,
there's a 44
that
one
means
there.
it's actually it's actually too hot on that field. That's what
Okay.
he's showing when you hoover it.
Okay, yeah. This
Um,
says that I do
yeah.
34 and this is 44, so I should. This one is 48, so this one is better.
It has a bonus from the fertile ground, but it also has not the best climate conditions or
Okay, so
temperature.
146, and I'm producing food right now, and I should be I should be start producing goods. Okay, so
Yeah. Goods first easy thing is Oh yeah, that's a good choice. The glassworks is like excellently placed on all these desert fields with all the sand. And then there is a chain of positive and negative impacts that all buildings have on each other. So if you put a coal power plant between the farm and your city center, you will be lowering the crop, and you will be also lowering the
makes sense, makes sense.
life quality in your district.
Okay, so now I want to get some people in here. Let me see. This is
So the
city driver.
districts are actually
this one.
and you put them next to the city center, and also another one, because then you can already have city center to level 2.
How do I get my system to level 2? Is it in here?
It's
Level up?
It's uppermost thing, but you need 2 districts next to it
Okay.
before you can upgrade. Or you need 1 district with level 2 next to it. So
Now I can.
it must be directly attached to the city center. But now you can also level up the single district you have, and then upgrade the city center. Like, should be popped. No. For this to level up, you need another ejecting
City center.
city district.
City district, yeah.
District to this. Yeah.
Adjacent
But
to top,
if you
yeah.
This one adjacent, yeah. Let's do this one in here, and now I should be able to level.
as soon as the other one is built.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a flexibility that you have. There are also items that you can craft, where you can level up city districts individually. So there's a quite well-structured puzzle in all these things what you can do strategically. And when you level up the city center, your build radius is growing, and so you have more access to interesting resources and stuff that you can produce.
Well, while Gaz is already going.
I'm already figuring out stuff.
I think he got it. I think he got it. Now he's already going to start building his own imagined
Yeah.
Earth, no pun intended. But
Yes, it
I have
is.
some more questions for you, Jens.
Yeah, sure.
More than just a planet planning or a city building game, you introduced a pressing matter of today's world, which is sustainability and resource management. Is this just for gameplay aspects, or is this really a pressing matter that you want to see debated or talked about when people play this game or when people talk about this game?
Actually, this is a very special project. I'm working on this for 7 years already with my friend.
Oh,
So it's a
nice.
2-man indie project. It's been even more years when we were students and had this idea first. And since then, we had the feeling that this is a very good combination of gameplay elements with the pressing, frustrating, and concerning background that we chose to let the game deal with. So in the beginning was the feeling that we had with this prototype a super interesting way to make climate crisis a motivating and also challenging core gameplay experience. So this is really also a game for itself. That really is, for at least for strategy and simulation fans, a very, very original approach to the genre in general. Playing on a whole planet as the arena for some corporations, having this strategic competition and so much more going on in the back. Yeah. Also, adventures colonizing space combined in this way, saying space capitalism. So the system hasn't changed yet. The corporations still want to grow, and they do the same mistakes on other planets. So it's a kind of
in your colony.
also an epidemic.
Okay.
Then you must buy or craft medicine. So you can also have a spaceport and start trading. It's infrastructure on the bottom. Yeah.
But
So that's a warehouse. Yeah. Sorry.
catching your answer and working on your answer from the previous question. Well, usually strategy games are all about an endless race to who mines the most resources in the sharpest time possible. How did you manage to mix this usual trope of a strategy game and still create a compelling and thoughtful way of playing this type of strategy? Mixing it with the environmental aspects of it, because it must be really hard to mix these two things together.
Somebody is excessively ringing the bell. I will just press the button over there. Yeah, but I can continue talking. I think how we did it. It's like okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Little home office interruption here.
Happens.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm actually gonna interrupt you for a quick tip. So I have my warehouse, and now how do I stop the epidemic? I have my warehouse.
So you
constructed here.
build a spaceport. It's the upper left in infrastructure, and then you can call in the tech trader.
The space
The
port?
upper right. Upper right. Sorry.
Right. Okay. Spaceport.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I do it here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Wherever you want.
Nice.
It's your civilization.
It's my city. Okay. I may need some classes on city building, but yeah.
So
but
I think
as
how
were
we
saying-
managed to have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall I continue?
Sure.
Go.
Having these corporations on this, let me call it an economic battlefield, working against each other, they all work together in destroying the planet. So this is an interestingly limiting factor, the ecosystem and its limits. And at some point, these corporations need a strategically turnaround and work together to sustain the planetary ecosystem. So there is something that we really added in the last minute of this project. It's called World Congress, where all the factions come together, and then they have to set up resolutions for what to tax in which way and stuff, like or subsidies for green technologies and so on. So what makes it for more interesting for every party to go into green tech and stop exploiting the planet. So that's a very interesting and strategically nice feature that binds it all together in the late game, and it even works with the AI corporations that we have in the game. So normally it would be totally easy to program these AIs to be sustainable, but we wanted to try to simulate human behavior, obviously. So let them be senselessly exploitive and ruthlessly exploiting nature for profit, of course.
For a usual strategy game player, well, he's gonna be focusing on harvesting everything so he can get the most profit and outrun the other competitors. How will the game stop him from doing this? How will the game block him from doing this before the said World Congress?
These rare resources when you claim
Is
the
there any
land.
way for the other
Note
corporations
that you
to
must
strike
waive
your cities, strike your companies, like imposing taxes before the World Congress, or they just let it happen, let the world be destroyed before they can do anything?
There's a certain amount of possibilities. So you can generally you can trade with all the factions, but there will be how do you call it in English? There will be then blockades for factions or corporations that embargo, exactly, which are stealing land of others and which are exploited in that way and meaning. But also you can try to buy up shares from your opponents to take them over. So that's also a way. And there's also advanced mechanics on technology, futuristic stuff that you can use to terraform the planet and to manipulate the weather and then sabotage them with natural catastrophes like tornadoes and stuff. So you can make their share price drop and then take them over city by city. That's one way. And there are many other subtle ways, so there's no war involved, but other ways to sabotage your
that's what I was going to ask you next. If there was any way to wage war against the other corporations, but you already answered the question. So there is only economic warfare and environmental warfare, right? Those are the only two ways and political warfare, like a special Cold War in a distant planet. Those are the only ways to affect the others.
Yeah, there's also the way with the territory approach, so you can build towers and then enlarge your territory, and these borders are quite sustainable. But if you have a higher tower authority, you can take their land, for example. That's also a way to do that. Yeah. And harm them with several items that you craft or buy, or that's some of the main possibilities.
What are we seeing right now on this research menu? Can you explain us a bit of this part of the game?
Yeah, we try to have research in a free matrix, so you can research in any direction. And what are you researching is basically the upgrades for all the buildings. So we have like 60 buildings in the game so far, and they all have one upgrade that makes them more sustainable, and one upgrade that is making them more efficient. But you also on the top you can choose what you want to achieve. So you can make you can see which upgrades would make buildings that you have more productive in goods or less pollutive for air and ground pollution as well. So you can very strategically pick what is the greatest need right now. So what do I have to develop?
Let's see. I wanted something an upgrade that would increase my tax income or reduce costs. So I could come here, and these ones are the ones that do exactly that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the difference
example,
between license and
licensing? Is also a special thing, more interesting in the missions where you can get licenses for these technologies. Researching is taking time, and you need research districts and city centers for it. So right now we can only research one thing at a time, and if you start with a setup of 6 licenses in this case, and then you can have directly chosen a verified tech setup for the start of your colony. So you could directly spend these 6 licenses on upgrades that you find especially interesting, but it's only connected to the ones you already have.
Yeah, this one.
That you then that's the trick. But you also can sell your licenses to have more money to invest in infrastructure. So there are always these exchange ways between using objects, crafting with the resources, or using them to trade.
But there's no other way to get more licenses except buying or selling, right? Or is there any way?
I think in this game mode, I would have to check it. You get also fresh licenses from expansion. So you have to raise your inhabitants level to 1 million, and you get a new research license as well.
Okay, so this is my population. Okay, 96% quality of life, not bad. Although I have an epidemic going on, 96% quality of life is not bad. So I still need help treating this epidemic. So
this is for example is a goods dealer wares, and if you send him away, you can do it with the bottom button. If you send him away with the lower thing, you can call.
Send all. Okay, it's clear the landing pad. Okay, I sent.
There we go.
Now he's going.
Okay,
and now you can call a tech trader, and that's the most easiest way. You can also build a workshop. That's the
tech dealer. This one
uppermost. This one. Call him.
Okay.
And that will be another guy, and he's selling the strategic items. So also you could harvest some corals from nearby, and I think chemicals produced in a chemical plant, and then you can craft such an item like medicine also in your workshop if you build one. So there's this guy, and
what can we do for
any more questions?
No, I need medicine, right? Terminus an epidemic. Exactly.
Perfect.
Interesting is also a city level kit. That's very, so you have to go into the inventory. That's if you click left.
So Jens, while he's trying to deal with this obviously worrisome pandemic that's going on in his city, your game was released earlier this year, right? Or at least it's already available. How were the first reactions to the title?
Actually, it worked quite well. Let's just finish this quest there. Click on a free field. Click
where?
On a free field. On a free field, so where no building is.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, just that. And this suitcase there. The upper right. Yeah. There is your medicine.
Oh, okay.
And
now
then you can, apply it on there. So and there's a drone flying over.
There you go.
And dealing with the issue.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
there
the
you
reactions.
Go. Yeah, they're happy.
The reactions to the title. There were many positive reactions. I would say there were some funny climate deniers reviews on Steam.
Of course.
Good stuff.
I bet.
Very nice to read all this. So blaming us for not being scientific in this sense, or freaking tree huggers and so on, for making a game about such a thing. There were more a bit more concerning general approaches, saying leave these politics out of my game experience and stuff. So really.
As if it was their game, as if it was their game.
Yeah.
So, well, you created it with your friend for 7 years and more years even at school. So they know what you should do for your game. You don't.
Actually, I have a question. You said you created this game with your friend alone. I mean, all these 7 years of work was just you two, or did you have help from other people?
Okay, he's also was having a job as a program manager in another startup, and I'm doing media art projects. So I studied art also, and it was like more accidentally that we got stuck into this project, making this very interesting topic game. It was more like this idea, it worked out for us, and we were in early access then for the last 7 years, and it was always enough to continue the project, but never enough to hire staff or something, to get it done real fast, because still this global climate simulation game is a bit over top for a two-man team to make. But there was always something other interesting, and there was the chance to improve the simulation, make it more plausible and more fun, connecting all these various systems more into a holistic world experience. And that was it was for the excitement of making a game. I'm not actually sure if I have to do more games in the future. Because
I was gonna ask you right now, because are you planning on keep creating more content for Imagine Earth, or if you were planning on releasing, for example, an Imagine Earth 2 or something?
Let's see for that. Might be interesting to integrate something. If we can't integrate multiplayer into this episode, we have to do another part, because this would be so interesting to play with real human players, seeing them react on each other, trying to run each other, and then having to work somehow together in the same sense. That's why I would have to make another part. Possibly. Otherwise, we are already working on a DLC that's called Open Space, because we had this very complex campaign made. We wanted to be able to create more content, so you also can use a terraforming editor to make your own planets, and it will be then able for you to do missions as well, programming your own missions on planets, and having a galaxy like a self-made campaign, so it's user-generated content. But also there will be procedurally generated galaxies that you can conquer. And until we have this PlayStation version released in the first quarter of the next year, we will also have this procedural open space gaming mode into
and that's the DLC that's gonna come with the DLC, right?
We want to have it all on thrown out at once and make a big second marketing beat for the game. Then that's kind of just having an efficient approach to make it.
Was there something else that you wanted to add to the game, but had to ultimately be cut off before the release?
It's really sad about the multiplayer so far, but so far we were also very renitent and stubborn. And in time, there was a point when this and that feature that we had to abandon before was suddenly making so much sense. So mostly everything is now in the game that we wanted.
Nice.
Like,
That's really great.
Yeah.
That's really great. Well,
And a
since
lot
the-
of stuff also.
And well, since you've released the game, you've been nominated and even won a couple of video game awards. Are you happy with what you've achieved so far?
Yeah, I think
Your account is
I can be
empty.
very happy.
Build more districts where
Also, in the
colonists pay
last
taxes
year,
and ensure
we
that
got
there's a sufficient supply of goods
we
and
got a funding from German government. Finally, they realized that games are a market, an industry to that needs subsidies and stuff. So small indie teams like us could get funding, and so we had 2 developers for the last year, and also a compositor, voiceover firm, new sound design, and also these characters redesigned by a professional illustrator. And it
Yeah, it's really good. That's
finally
perfect.
added all together. So I can't complain now about income wise. It's okay. Still, I'm a bit surprised, I would say, that that so far I still have the idea that this game could have much more attention for what it's trying to do, being interesting for people in that way more. But that is a learning from the final release marketing campaign, that we went very much on this climate crisis topic, also in the main trailer, in the release trailer, and we had to realize that it's not that hooking for too many players.
Yeah,
So-
it's still a taboo for many people, and people are just
Yeah,
now
because
starting
they
to
think
realize.
it can be something interesting or nice to handle in a game, and that's exactly the project that we were after all these years.
So I also have a question regarding gameplay. When I started the game, I created it with one other faction. I'm not. How do you say colony? Where are they?
Yeah.
Oh, there they are.
Oh, there they are. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you can also click them in the lower right side. There are the factions listed, and you can also see how many victory points they already have.
What do you
So,
Okay,
and
and-
here's the place. Here's the place where you can trade items with them, or
Okay.
declare rivalry on them. Then
Okay.
or propose an alliance. Then you will have lower tax deals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they will also help you with items they have. If they see that you have an epidemic, they might come around with some medicine if they got their hands on it.
Okay. So
as well. So
and they're also growing at the same time as us. What happens? Let's say we colonize the entire planet and we start like clashing on our borders.
yeah, then I would say you build a tower close to your borders. With these, it's in the infrastructuring. It's also another way to extend your borders. It's the bottom, yes, and it's the again bottom right.
Frontier Tower.
Yeah, this one.
Okay, I can do it. I don't have money, but
Okay, but first you need a
But this one-
license for it. Is that? Okay. Yeah, but when you have no money, you can sell shares of your company to get fresh funds.
okay. And I don't-
If you want to do that, it's right behind my big image. Oh, that's only on my video client here, I guess. So I could have a look.
Oh, share
at
market. It's here. Share market.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, and exactly. If you click your corporation there, so you see they are. I think they are much faster developing than you.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
yeah,
They
yeah.
definitely are.
We are talking
was-
too much. Definitely.
That was pretty expected. That was pretty expected.
so I can sell some shares.
Yeah, and you put them on the share market as well, and then the other corporations also can take over your shares, and then they decide: will I do I want to take over a whole city from the opponent, or will I just get the profit share that they have? Yeah. So is your interest having their money or taking over their cities? Because that's all. There's a variety of civilization achievements that brings these victory points then into your account.
So I can now do Frontier Tower. Oh, this.
So you have to place it into your territory, but then you see which fields you will get more.
Okay.
So you can also buy. You can also claim land at additional cost. This field that you are hoovering, for example, you can claim it by clicking.
Where?
The field you were just on. Doesn't matter.
It's done.
Okay,
Or
sorry.
next to the border. Yeah, there are so many ways to extend these
Okay,
borders.
now I'm extending the border.
In a certain puzzle style. Yeah, exactly. And that's how you can continue. You could claim the land with these pink crystals. That might be interesting. Okay, only land directly to your border.
So this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one. Okay.
Or the one with the pink crystals, because they are the most valuable stuff in the game. Yeah,
Okay,
then
so
you can
this one is-
start.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then I can start mining.
I wouldn't lend
And
the
then-
economics of my company to Gaz.
Yeah, I'm still learning how to build a city. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you're learning how to turn down, how to destroy a company. That's what you're learning. I've seen your shares against your enemy, so yeah. Oof.
Okay,
So
so
go
here's
bankrupt.
it's being mined now.
the drone
okay.
is now harvesting this stuff. Yeah? And there are interesting nitro pumpkins you can build explosive devices from. Right left to that, next to the left forest. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
one?
All right. Yeah. Yeah. You can also mine it when you're close to that thing.
Okay, so I can do claim, then claim here.
For example. So yeah.
Okay,
You need another harvesting drone.
Okay. So, I mean, this
All this
is
kind of stuff is going on.
okay. I mean, this is a really complex game. Of course, you can't really see everything on half an hour. But I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is this is really, and I think Bonnie thinks the same. It's really pretty.
Yeah. I
mean,
really
and
like
it's
the design of the game.
really impressive that it's been done with only 2 people, and even the music is really amazing. How did you work on the music, by the way? It was also you two?
No. With this funding, we also got 2 guys, composers, one from Israel and one here from Germany, who made this soundtrack now together. And you can also buy this soundtrack in the Green Planet bundle on Steam.
Okay,
and then
awesome.
this extra soundtrack profits go to planting trees.
Nice,
To
that's
have
really great.
No, that's
something done in the real world as well.
Yeah,
awesome. So
Something we would love to try more. To
that's
get
perfect,
some,
man. That's perfect. Connecting the meaning of the game to the real world, and that's where real stuff happens, and some players forget it.
So, Jens, I want to ask you something. For the players that don't know you and your work, where can they find you, and where can they know more about the game?
It's imagineearth.info. That's
Okay, do you have like
the URL?
Okay, do you have a social media?
Yeah, all kinds of platforms that I was filling with stuff over the years. Pretty recently.
What's
But it's
your
all-
handle?
Yeah, just
so
Google. Imagine Earth. Googling
Serious
that will
bros.
bring up all this stuff. Yeah.
Okay,
So there are all the links I would suggest.
Okay, awesome. So,
perfect.
thank you so much for being here with us. It was a pleasure looking at your game, and I'm sorry if I didn't grasp it in the beginning. I mean, it's a really complex game, and of course, it's a strategy game. So, Jens, thank you so much for being here with us. Bonnie, also, thank you so much for being here talking with Jens. And I mean, I wish you the very best of luck with your game and your projects in the future. And thank you for being here to explaining the game to us.
It was a pleasure. Thanks
was
for
a
having me.
pleasure.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah.
everyone.
Okay.
I'll see you, man.
Thank you so much for watching another episode of Echt Hyper in the Place. It was kind of a mix in the end, but we got it together. So thank you so much for watching this episode, and see you next time.